Okay, so as you guys know, I think it was like a few days ago, and I'm not too certain on the math with this of how much that I actually got screwed over on, but I sold a Scarface figures. You guys can see by a screenshot right there. And you know, Game Exchange, they are known for getting over on people, lowballing, and when they get something, they like to sell it for high, right? Because they're not used to really a lot of people bringing in something brand new in packaging. Now, when I got this Scarface figure, you know, as you can see, it's close to like $125 figure right now. And I found another one that's like mint condition, so it's like between 60 to 125, right? And I even said, and they even, you know, they did expose themselves in one video that I, you know, recorded a while back that shows, you know, when they look up something, they like to look up things that are broken, out of box, missing parts, right? That's how they get their pricing. But they very seldom look for anything in box. And if they do, you know, they're going to see prices that are going to range. And they're like, well, we're just not comfortable with paying a lot of money. Which is crazy, right? Which is crazy because, think about it. I ended up getting $8 out of a figure that's worth between $60 to $125, right? Again, as you guys see by the screenshot. Now, eventually, I would like to get that back. But you can imagine how much they're probably going to put that on the shelves. Probably close to, I would say, $130 to $200. I don't know if you guys remember the Toy Story Buzz Lightyear 30th anniversary figure that came out a few years ago. And it was like the chrome, the chrome version for it. I don't know how much that went for. I looked it up one time. I can't remember, but it was a lot of money. And when they had it sitting on the shelves like a few months ago, they ended up pretty much putting almost a $300 price tag on that. Think about that. You know, I done a video or so talking about, you know, my Batman Beyond gold label figure, how much they ended up paying me for that, but how much they ended up putting on their shelves was close to $100. And I didn't even pay close to $25 for that in store, but I did end up getting that back. Which then brings me to this in particular video, right? You know, because I tried to see how much I tried to get for these real vintage Polaroid cameras, right? And for this one, when I looked it up, right, like they said they don't buy them, you know, they don't sell. I'll get to that. But they ended up missing out on a $60 camera, as you guys see by the screenshot. A $60 camera. Now, granted, the film for these, right, the film for pretty much this is around like $200 or $250 for the film out of that scenario. So they ended up, you know, like they could have bought this for like a low ball offer and sold it for $60. And you know how much I paid for this at a thrift store? Less than $5. And it's mint condition. Now, granted, the film for these, yeah, I'm gonna admit they're between $200 to $250. They don't come cheap, right? So they missed out on that one. And then, you know, when I brought this one along with that one, right? As you guys can see, this is like what, $150 camera now. Think about it, $150 camera that you guys see by the screenshot, right? Again, I didn't pay no more than $5 for this at a thrift store. They ended up missing out on some money. They ended up probably missing out on around a $160 camera. Now, the reason why these don't sell really in my area is that there's no photographers. People don't really take pictures. A lot of people don't really care, people who make videos. And they look at it like, again, in a sense of taboo, right? And they're really in good condition, so they missed out on that. Which then brings me to this right here. How would you guys like to see me bring these two items in tomorrow? Right? Now, I'm going to show this camcorder. It's not just a camcorder. Like, it comes with everything for it. I paid $200 and something specifically for this. Now, I'm going to show a screenshot of what it goes for right now. But it came with everything. Good batteries, charger. I even bought, you know, extra blank DVDs for it. And it's a DVD camcorder from the 2000s. And I'm curious of how much if they would even be interested in buying this. Now, granted, they got cameras, but they ain't got these. Now, they have a digital one. They got a digital, like a kind of like upgraded one that doesn't take like disc or anything. But this thing, as you see, it comes with like an SD card, which I have not actually checked in a long time. But I'm curious to know if I do really have anything in there. And this works, right? It works. Everything. I really just love this. Now, I wouldn't really sell this. Like, I got ones that take like the mini VHS tapes as well, which I paid some money for. Like, these go for a lot. Like, these go for a lot. And I'm curious of how much if they would even consider a price, right? Like, what's crazy is that they'll see stuff like this and like a figure, like I said, that's like up there in the hundreds. Oh, like, we're uncomfortable, so I'm gonna narrow it down. But yet they'll pay an arm and a leg for games, like PS5 games specifically, or the new Xbox games. It's like when I did have to sell my games to help mom, those that watch my channel and everything. You know, they gave me like $101, which was crazy because I didn't expect that, because I know how they are. But the thing is, their games sell quick, and their VHS tapes, believe it or not, sell too. And their figures. But yet they're always, you know, really screwing over people. And before I get to the item that, you know, this last item, which you can't even find. And I'll get to the story on that one. Let me grab something. If you guys go back to one video, again, you guys ain't going to be able to see it, but you guys can hear the audio when I brought my autograph with certificate of authenticity Jenna Ortega photo. Like, this is up there. This is up there, and she doesn't always sign the same type of photos. So, when they were... Let me get this back on there. So, when they were, like, looking around online, you know, they was like, we'll give you 45, and then we're going to sell for, like, 200. No. You know, I wasn't going to sell it anyways. Which then brings me to this item. When I first joined the Power Rangers fan club, keep in mind, they didn't really give out the Power Rangers fan club boxes back in the day. They didn't. They ended up sending photographs, though. And when the Power Rangers fan clubs, you know, did shut down, and it ended with Power Rangers in Space during Fox Kids Network. And this is a legit photo. I had this almost over 30 years now. This. Like, you're not going to find this anywhere. I don't know how many people still kept theirs from back then, but I got mine. Always kept it in frame. Always kept it in frame. Which I'm curious, would you guys like to see me bring this in with that camcorder to see how much they're willing to offer for this? You're not going to be able to look this up at all, which gives it that question mark. Like, they can decide to pay good, they can decide to pay medium, or they can lowball. Part of the Power Rangers fan club, because everything on there is 100% legit, right? 100% legit. You're just not going to find it. You're just not going to. So, yeah, I would say I definitely got screwed over on that Scarface figure, which I am probably going to get back. It's their loss, because they could have made an easy $70 off one Polaroid, maybe $130 off one Polaroid camera. And that's on them. But even though it's like, oh, we really don't take vintage like cameras and stuff, but this is a vintage DVD camcorder. You know, I paid 200. Actually, I think I paid 250 in total for that whole thing. 250 for that, right? 250. So think about it. $250 digital camcorder with everything. Even throwing in, again, you got the charger with it because it needs to come with everything. And of course, brand new in-box DVD-R blanks, which is like 5 a pack. You would have to be stupid to pass that up. But yet, you would be lowballing. Again, which is really, really crazy. Because like I said, when I did first sell my PS5 games, $101, which is crazy to think about. You know, I showed footage and stuff before, so there's definitely that. So if you guys want to see me bring the Power Rangers and Space Fan Club picture and the digital camcorder, let me know. And I'm not going to sell them, but I'm curious of what they're going to offer. Because keep in mind, yeah, I wasn't able to really post what I was going to post with my vinyls, because it was like some single mixes. For some reason, you know, TikTok decided to mute that whole thing. So I'm not able to really show it, not even on the YouTube channel of mine. That's going to be same with this. But it was like, I think $12, right? And they didn't even bother to look at them. So imagine, because I have a $3,000 Prince Batman vinyl, a $230 Prince Emancipation vinyl. Come on. Like, you're gonna be, imagine them not looking that up, not knowing what they got, right? Not even knowing what they have at all. Even if I were to bring in the 12-inch video disc of Purple Rain movie, again, it looks like a vinyl, but it's a video disc, and the making of Michael Jackson's Thriller on the 12-inch video disc. Those go up there too, and I bought them for cheap. But now they're up there. Let's say I had to bring them in, which I think I should do. Matter of fact, I think I'll do that next week, because it's going to be nicer next week. We're going to be out of the rain. Now, keep in mind, the only reason why I didn't do it for these few weeks, like I said, or like I wanted to do what the idea was, because it was the weather. I did not want them ruined, and my backpack's not waterproof. But I think next week I'm going to do that video for those, just to see, because again, they don't look. They do not look. So, yeah, but if you guys are interested to want to see me bring these two items that I did mention, the camcorder and the Power Rangers fan club picture, let me know, and we'll do it. I will see how much they go for, if they're even willing to offer. And let them know, like, especially with the Power Rangers fan club, like, you're not going to be able to find that price for it online. Like, that came from the fan club when it ended. Not everyone got those. I was lucky enough to get that. I really was lucky enough to get that. But yeah, you know, at that time, they screwed me over with the Scarface figure, and they missed out on some money that they could have resold these vintage cameras for, as you guys saw by the screenshots. Hey, I'm out.